Good morning. It is 7:56 a.m. on Monday, January 24th, 2022. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I've been awake technically, but just wow, over this weekend I just felt like my body was finally sort of kicking me to try to recover some sleep, and it was just like I got more sleep than usual, both Saturday night, and I went to bed relatively early last night, but just still, like, I'm feeling relatively good right now, but waking up this morning was a slow process. Uh, and actually, I had a little bit of a weird discontinuity where Rocket started whining at me like he wanted to go out, and I kind of looked at my phone and saw 4:54, and that's like too early, and so I soothed him and said, no, it's too early and go back to sleep. And often, if it's, he can hold it for 8 hours, and it hadn't been. So I don't worry about that too much. And in fact, it worked fine. But follow that with me having an entire dream, which was not a particularly interesting dream. I'm not going to get into that. But in the dream, it was subjectively several hours. But then I woke up from that and looked at the clock again, and it was 4:59. But see, here's the thing. It feels impossible that it could have really only been 5 minutes, but maybe it was. Or is it possible that instead I misread the clock the first time because I was only half awake? I don't know. This is probably not very interesting. I am interested just in general about the weird way that time gets subjective, uh, associated with dreams and everything. So, like, one of the meditations that you can do in the Supernatural app, uh, I had done a couple of the guided ones, and I talked about that. But one of them was just 10 minutes with some light music, but no talking. And it's been a long time since I tried to do that, so I was curious, like, how long is 10 minutes gonna feel? And I was kind of like, I wasn't necessarily determined to stay there for the whole 10 minutes at all costs. If I really wasn't feeling it, like if I was just really starting to feel impatient, then maybe I would stop. But at the same time, knowing it's only 10 minutes, it's like that's a good opportunity to try to soothe any initial impatience that might come, and to just kind of focus on the breath, do all of that. And basically, what it came around to was that the 10 minutes didn't end up really feeling all that long, and it was kind of nice. So, I don't know. I feel like I keep talking about Supernatural, but you know, I'm still really liking it. It's nice. But in any case, back to work today. Still working from home all of the days that I kind of can right now, because we're still, dealing with stuff. Omicron stuff still out there, it turns out. Um, but yeah, just kind of feeling better now that I'm kind of coming awake. But yeah, definitely my body was trying to catch up on some sleep over the weekend. Uh, Shoot, what did I watch yesterday? I keep feeling like there was. Oh, you know what I haven't talked about yet is Ghostbusters Afterlife. I don't, or did I? Did I talk about that already? Now I can't remember for sure. I don't think I did. Not on these videos. I was talking with someone about it otherwise. But I guess the short version of Ghostbusters Afterlife is I thought it was fine. Um, I I am very happy for the people who really, really liked it. Nothing against you. Not trying to imply that you're wrong or anything like that. There were lots of parts of it that I liked, but I found myself feeling relatively cold on the nostalgia elements of it. I mean, I like Ghostbusters. I was excited by both the movies and the cartoon when I was a kid. Ghostbusters have been around. I still think Ghostbusters is a great movie. Ghostbusters 2 even has has a lot to like about it, even if it's not quite as good as the first one. But I think what I struggled with uh, in this one was, first of all, just that the nostalgia stuff was very load bearing in this story, but that also a lot of the rest of the script felt kind of sloppy. Like, it's things that could be a problem with the first draft, although I suspect it's more like an 85th draft issue where, they keep reworking it and reworking it and reworking it. But I just mean you end up with, different lines in different parts of the movie end up contradicting each other. You have weirdnesses with, like notable character actor who shows up to have two lines um, and just like slow bits, and also I guess maybe one part that kind of surprised me, that it rubbed me a little bit wrong, is in the first movie, in the first Ghostbusters, part of the humor is how kind of ludicrously responsible these guys are, walking around with proton accelerators on their back and shooting these particle beams all over friggin' hotels and stuff in the public domain, right? But at the same time, in that movie, those are the guys that invented these machines. They know what it is, and they're adults, and they're doing this in a professional capacity, and it's still kind of ludicrously irresponsible. Somehow it's not as funny to me to watch children doing the same thing with equipment that is 35 years old and that they just found yesterday. I don't know, that doesn't seem funny in the same way to me. Um, I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot to like about it. I kind of focused on the stuff that bothered me more, but it's a lot of it's fun also. So overall end result, it's fine. It's fine. There wasn't anything in it that I hated. Yeah. I will say, personally, I like the 2016 one better. Anyway, subjective. But I'll leave it there, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.